Truth is how we find a path to justice. So you do smile?
Tell no one.
All right. All right. Hey, Mido, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you, Albert?
I'm doing well, thank you. I saw Murder at the Embassy yesterday. I absolutely loved it. I always love a good murder mystery, especially these old school homages to like the classic murder mysteries of our day. And you were fantastic in it. Like you really surprised me with your role of Mahmoud.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Yeah, I think isn't it a fun genre?
It is.
It's one of the reasons I really wanted to be a part of it. I'd never had the chance to be in this genre before. So when I got the script and I got to have the chance to be in it, I jumped at it. I think like yourself, nothing more fun than watching a murder mystery on a Sunday and trying to figure out who done it.
Exactly. And I gotta say, your character really intrigued me because I was guessing who the suspects were as everyone suspected. I was like, I had you quite high up there because you come out as first like really tough and brash, but as the film went on, your trust became more relevant. Like you started to trust Miranda, and then ultimately, as we could see, you two end up becoming like allies, and that's what really said, all right, well, just take him off the list now. He's definitely not a suspect because he's really, he really does care about like the people who were murdered, and and he's faithful to his country and all that. So that's what I really found interesting about your character.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think he was put out. He's somebody who's very capable and he's somebody who's very loyal. And then all of a sudden you have the ambassador kind of going, you know what? You're not going to solve this mystery. I'm going to get Miranda Green to do it for us. And so all of a sudden somebody's stepping on my toes and stepping into my territory and trying to tell me what to do and bossing me around. So yeah, no, he was not happy.
No, not at first, but then as the case went on, you could see like she was relying on you at times as well. It looked like so. It's like now it's like you began to trust her, and then she also began to trust you. So for me, it felt like you were slowly becoming the Watson to her Sherlock Holmes because
Yeah,
that's what it was.
interesting.
Because she, to me, she was like a female Sherlock Holmes. Like she can deduct
Mm.
anything just by looking at something. And she, the way she brought herself, it's like she was Sherlock Holmes, but she was missing a Watson. And I felt like ultimately that was going to be you because as you guys were slowly working together, it was like you were slowly becoming her Watson. I think that's what really elevated the film.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you for saying that. Let's talk to the producers and see if we can't talk them into that storyline and see if I can't do the next one as well. Why not? I love that take. Brilliant idea.
And I love the fact that Mischa Barton got to do something different because, she's done a lot of, she's been doing a lot of roles for many years and she tends to play it. She had a certain typecast for a long time. So it was refreshing to see her do something completely out of the box. But I think, quite frankly, this is a breakout role for her, like in terms of how she brought the character to life. And what was it like working with her on the set?
It was fantastic. Like you said, she brought it every single day and she was so in the character and I think she loved playing that character, and I think that really comes across how much joy she had being that person. And I think for me it was really, really easy to play off of her because she really brought everything to life. So in that case, you just kind of allow it to happen and you just play off of whatever she was doing. I was able to play off of that because she was giving me so much. So she was loads of fun to work with. And yeah, like you, I think this is a fantastic part for her and she really nailed it.
Yeah, and I also like the references to the 1930s classics, thanks to our little actress friend there, Betty. I mean, she brought up Duck
Yes.
Soup, and I grew up watching these movies, and I still watch them once in a while. And I loved this is what I loved about the movie as well, just the time period and how it was in the 1930s. But it's quite interesting, 'cause I felt like the 1930s was a time when a lot of stuff was going on in the world, and this is the first I've heard of stuff going on in Egypt, and I'm not going to spoil what happened with the plot in terms of the
Please
revelation.
don't.
No, 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 not that, but in terms of like why they were murdered. I'm not even going to bring that up
Hmm.
because I found that quite intriguing that that was a possibility that it could have happened.
Well, a lot of people don't really know about that side of the war and how far, we always think of the Second World War and we think of Europe, but we don't know that there was a whole North African campaign on top of that that was going on simultaneously. So I thought that that was really, really intriguing and interesting to explore that. But also just being able to time travel, that's the beauty of what we do is we get to explore these different times and get to see what life could have been like if I had been in the 1930s and working at an embassy and et cetera, et cetera. So watching that time period come to life is really one of the great joys of doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I really loved. And just the fact that we get to see all everything play out, especially in the last half hour of the movie, how everything comes together and then all of a sudden it makes sense. And but then we still have to figure out who done it. That's
Yeah,
once we get like the part A, now we have to get the real crux of it. Who done it?
who done it? And did
And
you figure it out
it's
beforehand?
I had a feeling it was who I thought it was, but I was like, I
Okay,
wasn't so sure. I knew for sure it was not you, and I was pretty sure it wasn't Walter either, because
okay.
Walter's too he's too straightforward for me. He reminded me of Jimmy Olsen in the Superman, the old Superman. He's like the cub reporter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's what I thought of his character. He was like Jimmy Olsen. So yeah, I'm bringing, of course, I'm bringing up all these old references because that's what it reminds, like the way everything was set up. Like it will remind you of these characters from the past, and how they come to life now. And like I said, Miranda is the Sherlock Holmes. You're slowly becoming the Watson, and then you had Walter as like the Jimmy Olsen, like the cub reporter type. So it was,
Nice.
but and
Well,
then of course you had the star Betty, the star, the Hollywood starlet, the like she could have been a one because of a femme fatale type thing, like which
yes.
was a big thing with film noir. So you
I
know,
loved all her references. I think that that was so much fun. I had to look them all up, and make sure that okay, I got the Hitchcock reference, I got that right. Yeah, okay, let me keep going.
did you ever watch any of those? Did you ever watch any of those old movies growing up, the 30s films?
Yeah, yeah, not necessarily the ones that were mentioned, but I definitely went through a period of my life where I think I watched all of Bogart's movies. A lot, starting with Casablanca, obviously, and going on from there. I think Bogart was a huge influence. Spencer Tracy was a huge influence. Watching his movies, The Old Man and the Sea and the Nuremberg Trials, which they're now redoing. So no, that it was a good time for talkies, as they
Yeah,
say.
and of course murder mysteries because that was a lot of them back then. And then when
Yes.
she mentioned Duck Soup, I was just like, oh, that's one of my favorite Marx Brothers movies. That's like one of my all-time favorites. So it was so great to and I hope when people see the movie, it will make them want to go see, revisit some of these old
Yeah.
classics as well,
I,
not just, and enjoy like an old good old murder mystery because, it's
I
always about modern cinema and when you're rebooting something, it'll make you want to see like these original type of films like and whatnot. So I hope that when people see this, they'll want to go like, I want to see what these films from back in the day because it's the same tone. It was like you mentioned. It's like you are back in the 30s. You're watching something from the 30s, but yet it was filmed now, real recent. So
completely and bringing things to life that people have already forgotten because so much content is created now that I have kids and my kids they don't know who Laurel and Hardy were. And she got Antonia has that great reference to Laurel and Hardy and I was just like, do you even know who that is?
yeah,
Or who that was? Sorry.
I
And
know. I recently did that with
that's
my kids. They're like, "Who are Abbott and Costello?" So I was like, I showed them some old clips, and they were like, "Oh my God!" And they love the "Who's on First" line to this day. They love the "Who's on First" clip to this day.
classic.
It is.
Absolute classic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brilliant. Oh, well done on you.
Thank you.
Keep them educated. We
Yeah,
have to keep
exactly. They
that.
got to know what we grew up with and everything. That before the whole internet and social media. They got to see what was going on back then.
Well, do you have a hard time getting your kids to watch black and white stuff?
Some yes, some no. Depend. I think it all depends on the like what they like. So yeah,
Okay.
I don't
So
know about you.
I have a hard time getting them to watch stuff that's black and white because it's just too old. We're just past that. And I'm like, come on, you're missing out. You really got to see this.
Yeah,
It's like getting people to watch things with subtitles. It's like getting my kids to watch black and white. It's like, oh no, they think movies from the 70s is ancient.
yeah. I think it all depends on the genre. I think
Yeah.
one of my kids likes the Marx Brothers now too because I showed them the night at the opera and they were like, oh, I want to see more of Marx Brothers.
Nice.
So I'm like, thank that they're
Nice.
released. So yeah, they. I think it all depends on how you can introduce them and stuff like that. At least in my opinion, but.
Well done on you. I'll have to try that. I'll have to try that because I really wanted to. They had no idea who Laurel and Hardy was. And I'm like, you must be joking. I used to watch that almost weekly.
Yeah, and I grew up with Laurel and Hardy. I grew up with Abbott and Costello. I grew up with the Marx
Mm.
Brothers. Back in the '80s. So it's like I totally knew you know what that was all about. But
Buster
that's yeah,
Keaton, Harold Lloyd, all of the old guys.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, altogether, I mean, this is great, and I mean, this is a fantastic movie. I'm hoping that people will get to see it when it comes out. So with that said, what's next for you after Murder at the Embassy?
Right now I'm filming well, I can't really talk about it, but I'm filming for a show for Netflix, which we're filming until the end of February. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. But it's a
That's
TV
awesome.
show, so.
That's awesome. Well, guys, you gotta check out Mido here in Murder at the Embassy. It's coming out on November 14th. If you are a fan of the good old 30s murder mysteries, you definitely want to see this. And if you want to see Mischa Barton in a totally different type of role, this is the movie because she does so well in this. And Mido here is great. You got to check him out in this movie as well. Going from kind of a one end of the spectrum to the other in his role, and he does such a fantastic job. And he's going to be a face to look out for. Mito, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about
Thank
Murder
you.
Secrecy, and I can't wait to see this upcoming show from Netflix from you as well.
Brilliant. Thank you. Take care.
You take care and stay awesome.
Thank you.
All right, bye.